se demoro menos de los esperado, un envío muy rápido, y la calidad con la que venía empacado muy pulcra, un muy buen dissipatore pro el precio en el que lo venden, lo recomiendo. Another winner from Cooler Master, keeps a Ryzen 5 2600 CPU under load around 52C and 48C while gaming. The 212 Black Edition has a nice AM4 mount that feels very sturdy and wasn't too difficult to complete. The cooler works very well with the included thermal paste, looks great and is very quiet. It is slightly overkill for my Ryzen 5 3600, but I wanted something that had a robust mount for AM4. I have used other coolers in the past that latch onto the plastic frames on AMD motherboards, and I would strongly advise against other coolers that use this mounting method. This cooler, however, has a very well designed backplated mount. Running a 2600X around 1 to 4, 2 GHz. Capping around 75 degrees while running various CPU benchmarks, and never going over 60 to 70 degrees in most modern games, including AC Odyssey, GTA 5 and The Witcher 3. I use this cooler with a Ryzen 5 3600 and it works well for my usage. I seem to stay around 60C under high load and in long gaming sessions for the CPU, which is great. The mounting bracket fit well on the B550 board, but the compression screws can be slightly tricky to secure, maybe since I used this cooler on my first ever build. Overall, I am happy with this cooler. Similar of course to the ever popular 212, with a few sensible updates, and one terrible update. The first thing you notice is that the backplate is now plastic instead of metal. The plastic plate is more intricate, allowing it to utilize a much better way of sizing to whatever motherboard you are using. The famous X fitting has been done away with in favor of a new system that is much easier to install. All in all, very sensible updates, although I am not sure about replacing the metal backplate with a plastic one. The plastic is thick but it's not as rigid as the original metal plate. It seems to work, I guess. One thing that is definitely bad is the method for attaching the fan to the heatsink has changed. It's now just a pair of bent wires that are incredibly fiddly to fit. They have been wire for some time, but now they have changed the shape and they fall out all the time while you are trying to clip the fan on. Shame really, all other improvements were just that, improvements. The fan fitting is terrible. I found the best way to fit the fan was to place one of the clips on the fan and using one hand to hold the clip so it doesn't fall off and the other hand to hold the fan, slip that first clip into place on the heatsink. Then holding the heatsink in place with one hand, use the other to pick up and fit the second clip. It's not easy and you do need good access to the thing, but once you have had some practice it's not too bad. Talking of fan, the Silenzioso is aimed at quiet rather than absolute cooling. If you want that, then you have to replace the fan with something a little more powerful. Click link in description for more reviews.